Everyone, it's Megamon here, and welcome back to Let's Play Trauma Team. In this part, we're going to be doing not Gabes. Vincent? Or is it Gabe? Gabe.
I'm coming in.
Gabe Cunningham. And I'm sorry for making that mistake earlier. I meant to just say that he looked like Vincent. I didn't mean that his actual name was Vincent. It's Gabriel Cunningham. So, yeah. And I just realized that now. Anyways, so this is going to be a hell of a part. Grab some popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. This is an almost 30-minute part. And the reason for this is because I wanted to get shit done and I don't want it split into two parts. So, yeah, this game is going to take a long time. You know, this game is a 20-something hour game. So, again, if you're not willing to, like, sit through that, please, please leave now if you have any business. Actually, you know something I don't like recently that YouTube's done? Recently, YouTube, I'm not sure if it's YouTube or just my computer, but it stopped, like, you know how if you watch, like, a video over 20 minutes, it, like, if you left the video, it would, like, go back to the time where you, originally played it. It doesn't do that anymore. At least I don't think so. And it doesn't work on my computer, definitely, so it's quite interesting to see how that works. And it's also kind of stupid to me because I really would like to have that, you know, available to that. So, yeah. Oh, and this is the new Roni system. And this is why this is one of my favorite modes in the game, even though it's slow-paced and takes a long time. The banter between these two, I'll let you witness it yourself. But it's absolutely wonderful. And this is another thing about the voice acting. It's just great, especially whoever plays Gabe. Thumbs up, dude. That's pro voice acting. I also like what they did with Roni's voice. It's not the typical robotic voice, not like GLaDOS, or like just the regular I am a robot. It actually has some personality to it, which is, well, I think is awesome.
What's your request?
It also is kind of a unique idea, although I don't see this actually helping him all that much. It's supposed to be help diagnosticians, but it basically is just a computer that talks to you.
Yes.
I don't see how it helps in any sort of way.
But my composition is 82% petroleum.
Boy. I like his reactions too. Look at that face. Look at that disgusted face. Like, oh god, this is gonna be a long day. So I might be running out of things to talk about, so I might just be talking about random other things during these very long parts. Oh god, this is not the worst of it, ladies and gentlemen. Use you. That line's great. And now I might be fooling around a little bit in these levels, but I do normally I know exactly what the disease is. I'm just sort of showing you what the process is. Later on, I'll start speeding it up. Probably around case 3, I'll start speeding up these diagnoses, yes. The diagnosis, because honestly, I do not want to be sitting here for too long doing fuck all. Because, again, it takes a long time. Anyway, so this is Nicole Summers, and, well, this is basically what's going to happen. You're going to be visiting patients, you're going to be talking to them, you're going to be examining them using a stethoscope, you're going to be looking at their data in terms of, like, medical records, oh, not medical records, but I guess their medical, what would you call it? I don't know. The data on what their body is like or whatever, and then you get like a bunch of CT scans and other things, which will be introduced later. So I actually really do like these sections. I don't know, it's kind of like Phoenix Wright, how it actually puts me into it without actually being, I guess, dude, actually, if anyone's a doctor out there or aspires to be a doctor, could you tell me how the diagnostician actually works? Because I haven't gone to one in like so many years because I am a healthy motherfucker. See, I'm bored. I wouldn't have said that if I wasn't bored. But you get to, like, so how does it actually go like this? Or, you know, what's the actual processes and stuff? I don't know. Because I know that series like this, change up the things and make it simpler for, you know, people to consume. But yeah. I love that line. I love that line so much. You got dyspnea! Woo! I can imagine it for the later levels. Like, congratulations, you have a heart problem. Whee! Yeah, but that's it's a hell of a thing. And I do like I do like how Roni acts with him and how it does slowly learn, and how it is pretty much its own character, you know. I just like the patient just looks worried, like what's going on here?
Actually, I had to take
The voice acting here is also really good. I like how all of them, like, they're not like, none of them are bad voice actors. Like, there's not a single bad voice actor that I can recall, but besides maybe some of the extras in the background, but those are extras in the background. But like, she like Nicole Summers isn't just like some random person from the office. It actually does sound like a person that, and you know, she talks a lot, or comparatively to a lot of other roles in other video games. So you know, it's nice to hear. I also really like the artwork in the series. I think the same artist that does the Trauma Team series did Shin Megami Tensei 4. I'm not sure, because Alice tends to reuse their staff a lot, if I remember correctly. And I'm pretty sure it's the same artist that did those series. Although, like, the art style in this, I love it. It's great. Everything there's a lot of variety to it. The colors are very neat. And the only thing that I don't like about it is that it looks horrible. Bland, not horrible, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Cut that out. Or not. But it doesn't upscale correctly. I realized it wasn't meant for going through HDMI, but I recorded this in 1080p. And even though you're only seeing a 720p, I did record it in 1080 because I wanted to get the cleanest quality. And without anti-aliasing or smoothing, some things don't look exactly right. Like if you notice, some of the gradients and the lighting, it looks kind of pixelated, or doesn't look as good as it should, and that's because, well, yeah, the upscaling doesn't do it as much justice. But again, I really do like the art. And I especially like how all of them kind of look like visual novel pictures, except they actually move. If visual novels actually looked like this, I think I would highly appreciate it instead of just, you know, standard slides. But yeah. I guess I should talk about Let's Plays at this point. Well, actually, no. There's actually a mechanic here coming up. So, yeah, you have to use a stethoscope. No, the stethoscope. And it's fantastic. Kind of. And yes, those are bras. Hide your eyes. No, seriously, calm down. That's right, you little teenager, calm down. I'm not using this for a thumbnail for a reason. But it's nothing too big. There's never any, like, I guess I would consider, like, horribleness that you'll see using this, like, using the stethoscope. The stethoscope. I cannot pronounce that word. I have a lisp. So the stethoscope is pretty simple. You just switch between noise waves, and the tutorial explains it pretty well. But you switch between those and try to find abnormalities, and sometimes your eyes or ears may deceive you, so always listen twice before you actually look at anything. I memorized most of them, but on your first time playing, you gotta really pay attention sometimes in the later levels, because you're not sure if it is and if it's not. But if it isn't, and you miss it, don't worry, the game will not continue without you actually finishing everything. And normally there's a sign saying, oh, you haven't completed everything, because he's silent, opposed to everything else.
Increased breathing.
I actually learned a lot of terms here in this game, even though I don't use it that much. Pretty much don't use them, but it's nice to actually know a lot of these medical terms, because now I'll know what the fuck they're talking about. I seriously would never know unless I played this game. I probably would. I'm happy to have simpler explanations, and you know, there's a bunch of words here that you actually do need to know for the game commonly. Although a lot of these medical terms kind of have like similar things, like I believe the stomach thing and the heavy breathing have been pretty similar. And by the way, look at that. You might see it, but there's an arrow there in the screen, and it's been bugging me the crap out of me. I had no idea what the hell that is. If anyone knows, please tell me, because I don't know what that is. I thought I was going crazy. I literally thought I was going crazy, because I never saw that during one of my last recordings of this game, and I'm like, wait, what is it? Where is it? Oh god, I am insane. I thought it was just something with my TV or something. But no, it's there. I'm not sure if that has something to do with the upscaling, or it's loading, or something. I'm not sure. It's just sort of there, and it bothers me. It's like in that corner, and it's... Anyway, so this is a visual exam, as you can tell, and you have to pay attention, because sometimes you won't be able to tell what's going on with the patient unless you look really close. I mean, this one's pretty easy, but other subjects it's a little bit harder, and I definitely had a hard time with some of them. Yeah, but like those trembling fingers, you should have noticed those at the beginning, and there are going to be tiny signs like that overall.
Hands are trembling. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Anyways, so I guess I should continue. I think I'm gonna be done commentating until there's another gameplay aspect that gets brought in, although that might be soon. I should probably talk about the Let's Play that's going along with Pikmin. And I apologize if it gets stalled or whatever, because me and my friend Depth Charge, we don't meet each other as much as we used to for recordings, and we have recorded the game a lot. And so if there's any inconsistencies, if there's a lot of troubles with that, or inconsistency with the upload with Pikmin, I'm sorry for that. But this will always be uploaded because it's post-commentary. I will be switching between the two styles because I like live, but I also like post. Post is a lot easier for me to like just kind of relax and just commentate and just talk in general. You know, I talk to myself sometimes, and it gets kind of lonely. So it's kind of nice to pretend that there's someone on the other end. So at this point, you can go to the image analysis lab, which they'll explain pretty damn well. So yeah, I don't think I have to worry about explaining anything in this game. That's actually one problem with some post commentaries, that you don't really need to teach. In some games you don't really need to teach because they have it right there. Although I do skip past a couple of things. And I hope you can hear the voice acting all right. I know I can, but I have headphones, and my laptop's driver is different or something like that. Excuse me. So yeah, you get to look at these exams, and oh god, in the later levels, this gets really hard. Really, really hard. I was sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to look for one of the errors in the images, and I could not find it at all, and it bugged the hell out of me. Some of these things I had to look up for walkthroughs. Luckily, I memorized where everything is for most of these, so I won't have a problem with that, but good god. And in the later levels, it just takes so long, and it's so drawn out and boring. But yeah. It's interesting to see these because it just looks kind of weird to me. Like, I'm not I don't really realize what kind of angle these are put at. Is it from the top of the head? Is it from the bottom of the neck? Is it through the neck? I don't know. It's confusing, but it's interesting to see these. I'm actually wondering if these are like actual things, or they're just kind of like photoshopped that way because they think it's like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of research got put into this game, but it just makes me wonder. I like these, and also something weird in this series that, or just in some parts, sometimes there's no voice acting at all. It's just sort of stilted dialogue. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand why the tech bubbles are there if there's no dialogue. I mean, it just says to go back. I don't, nitpicking. So, Trauma Team will be probably continuing on for a while. If I did 15-minute parts, it would probably be 60. I've actually recently been watching, and this is, I think it just got uploaded as of this recording yesterday, the Brain Scratch Trauma Team Second Opinion, and apparently Trauma Center Second Opinion. I keep on saying team because, there's no Trauma Center like logo above team. Trauma Center Team. That would have actually probably worked better. Trauma Team is fine too. But, yeah. Oh yeah, and this is where you place things. I don't think it's hard to... I'm sorry, I'm getting off track, but, yeah, but, and apparently when they were talking about a Trauma Team, and how it was 60 parts, I'm like, god damn! Just god damn! So that's why these parts are gonna be long. These might continue into the weekend just so I can get it done a little bit faster, because I do want to get this game out the window. so to speak, because although I really like this game, there are other games I want to attend to, and I don't want to have to commentate for 60 parts, because then I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired.
I advise checking the symptoms against other candidates as well.
Yeah.
Did I say I was finished with my diagnosis? I was about to do that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of diseases here. Normally, in this one, it's part of the first 3. You can just zoom in all of them. If you're playing along with me, you can just drag everything into the first 3. The other ones, you won't see as many similarities, only 1 or 2. And they're normally at the bottom of the list. Like, the bottom of the list normally doesn't have it, well, at least until you narrow it down. Also, I actually had trouble with this sometimes. If you ever see me occasionally back out of the window, it's because I keep on thinking I have to press A and B, because that's how you normally grab things. That's how you normally grab things in like games, you know, you press A and B because you're like holding something. So I'm used to doing that, opposed to just pressing the A button, and so if I ever back out of the window, that's probably why. Oh god, how long have I been recording? 15 minutes. That's actually not that bad. Still another 15 minutes. How many minutes? 11 minutes ago. And I'm sorry if my commentary does get slightly boring. It's just that, you know, I'm watching the game twice. But I do like post-commentary. I actually recommend this. For any RPG, I'm probably going to do post-commentary because editing reasons, and also, I don't want to see all the random battles. Like with my Okage Let's Play, and I should probably say something about that. I'm sorry for, like, I know not many people watch my Let's Plays, but to anyone that has originally, I am very sorry for canceling so many of my Let's Plays. They were just not up to quality, and it became kind of a pain in the ass to do certain things in the game, and either that just time constraints, and I just didn't feel like playing it anymore. Luckily, Trauma Team, I'm gonna feel a lot more relaxed playing it. I know the game very, very well, and I know how it works, and I beat it in a week, and if I record it all, I will be uploading it almost immediately. Actually, something I just noticed, I was looking at my YouTube page just now, and I have 100 subscribers. The fuck? The hell? That's just weird for me. I just realized, I just saw that, it's weird. Why the hell do I have 100 subscribers? I mean, I guess the music I posted. But yeah, actually, speaking of music, I haven't gotten into this yet, but the soundtrack in this game is fantastic, and especially in these levels, because sometimes you can get very irritated. I know I got very irritated during the diagnostic levels. It keeps it calm, and I think in general the soundtrack is pretty damn good. I like listening to it just for general background music, but unfortunately it doesn't fit everything. Like, if you were to play this music and it was supposed to match you like walking outside, I don't think it'd play that, but I like the soundtrack. Enough to download it, at least. It has a lot of tracks, too, like a surprising amount. There's a lot of them are short and small, but yeah. Oh, this is the diagnostic. Okay, this is one of the more tedious parts. Well, it can be fun, but it is sometimes very tedious when you look at it, because you have to compare every single number. And if you miss something, you have to go through it all over again, and it bugs me. You can pretty much just skip right down to the, all the way down here, but I'm just, like, showing off how many different things there are. And actually, these are pretty generous numbers. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure that, not pretty sure, I believe, that they have put a lot of effort in researching, but those are some pretty damn big variables. Shouldn't there be, like, female, male, or, like, this thing or that thing, or just certain other things that affect it? Like, it's just like a wavy line saying, oh, it can be in between this. I thought, I don't want it to be too specific, because then it'd be just really, really hard to, organize everything, but, it's just a tiny little nitpick. Also, some things can sometimes blend together a bit. I find that in the later levels, when you look at the numbers, they're just so close together, like the 1.9, that you don't even notice it at first. And sometimes the numbers, like the THS level down there, it's 0.03. Sometimes because my eyes work weirdly, it switches to it looks like 30 or 35 or something, and you know you can kind of, if you just glaze over it, you won't get anything. So always double check on this, otherwise you might be stuck like trying to figure out what the hell you're doing wrong. But yeah, so here I'm just gonna look up and double check everything just in case I miss something, because I hate when I do that. And actually, you know, I think this took less time in my original run. I think I pretty much just skipped right to the actual disease, because I've actually tried to record this game before. Unfortunately, I've had more hard drive problems, as I've frequently told everyone. Pretty much everything. I have a lot of hard drive problems. Like, actually, right now, on my external drive, I have lost everything. I have lost all of my data because it will not fucking work with my computer, and so that's why I have to redo it, and that was what the second profile was for. And when I said I played this game several times, I mean I played all the missions several times. I haven't actually gotten a new save file and went through, because there's really no point of having another save file unless you have a family, or I was saving multiple times, but not for this game. This game doesn't, it's not like certain other RPGs where you have like 99 save menus. No, you only have 4, if I recall correctly. The MRI and the scientific. These MRI scans are actually the hardest ones for me, because I don't know, my eyes get more disoriented in the skull. And but the problems there are less obvious, although most of them are less obvious if you don't have a keen eye in the later levels. And I keep on referencing the later levels because sometimes it just gets hard. But tish.
You're just a walking encyclopedia.
I hope you're enjoying the banter they're having. I wish I could talk to them, because this would be a lot easier. I'm sorry for complaining. So let me see what I can talk about while I'm doing this. Actually, how long do I have to go? Not too long. Oh yeah, I recently got Persona 3 the movie and the Attack on Titan limited Blu-rays, which I'm actually not going to do an unboxing video on, because it was really boring. It's just like a small booklet. There's really not a whole lot in there, and it's meh. It's a pretty meh limited edition thing. I love Attack on Titan though. I can't wait for the second part of the Blu-ray sets to come out. And then also Persona 3 the movie. I am gonna do anime talks on both of them soonish, and hopefully those are gonna be fun to do. Especially Persona 3 the movie. I have a lot to talk about that movie. But I'm just gonna say my general impressions of it now. I like it. If you haven't seen it and you're a Persona fan, go watch it. If you're not a Persona fan, you can pass. But that's the same thing with pretty much anything Persona. Alright, so this is where you actually look at the, this is where you finish up your diagnosis. And low DHS level, high F3 level, high F4 level. And I for some reason, for me, sometimes I just have to do it in order. Oh, and okay, so this one, I actually made a mistake. You can read things wrong, because I don't actually, sometimes symptoms don't, you don't have, like, a exact, like it says radioiodine uptake, I just thought it said uptake, but sometimes, for certain symptoms, you might not have the exact, definition if you don't remember it correctly, so be careful of that, especially pay attention. You might want to, I'm not sure if there's no, there's not a game script, but, you should pay attention, because if you don't, then you might forget some things.
The patient is suffering from
anyways.
Ronin, contact the orthopedics department. We need to put a chart together.
So now we are done with it, and okay, so for a couple, so this was the easiest one. This is the easiest one to do. It's pretty, and it doesn't take a whole lot of thought to solve it, at least if you know how to play the game or know how to read or listen.
And I'll be completely
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
I like how he answers that. He doesn't seem very confident in that.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I really like the art style and how the comic, like how you can see like the different panels even before it happens or even after it happens. It's nice. It's nice. It looks good.
Come on in.
Ah, boy. My throat's actually hurting.
You again. What do you want now?
I give up a lot of negative aspects. It's just that
After all,
it's a long part.
Job to watch over everyone.
If anyone commentates videos, you know my pain when you have to sit down for a very long time and commentate without any water.
Kill you to be civilized.
But like Gabe in general, just he has really good banter with almost everyone here, and it's great. Also, you get a lot of background about him here, and you know his personality, and this again. I think Dr. Cunningham and Naomi get some of the best character development and the best characterization because you have the most time with them. But in other cutscenes, you get to see how they act with others, and like you see all the characters interacting with each other's stories all the time, and I think that's one of the things that I like about it, because it's not like this happens in this plot line and oh, it doesn't affect this, like in Odin's Sphere, how even though there's technically a chronological order to it, some things just don't connect together as well, although of course sometimes they do, but like it's actually, you know, it feels right, you know like when one event happens after another, like almost directly.
Unfortunately, I don't have time for point.
I also like his attitude towards the conference, you know, he's not I actually do like this. Even though he's like a deadbeat, he like
By the way,
he
take this to Hank?
he rejects it because, you know, he doesn't think it's important, you know, he'd rather stay here and do his job, even though he seems pretty lazy, and he probably is pretty lazy, he still does his job, and he still wants to do his job, because if he's not going to be ignored from it if it's anything important.
Fine then.
Look at that shit-eating grin. Man, that's awesome. But yeah, that's his son, and yeah. Anyways, guys, so in the next part, we are gonna, what are we gonna do next part? I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later.